Hey guys, okay, biggest news of the day, Donald Trump wins the Iowa caucus. And Donald Trump didn't just win the Iowa caucus, he smashed it. He smashed it out of the park. He obliterated his competition, who, by the way, are very good competitors. DeSantis, Ramaswamy, Haley, all three very good operators, all very popular in their own right. But with 90% of the votes counted, Trump is sitting at 51%. DeSantis is at 21.3%. Haley is in third at 19%, and Ramaswamy is at 7.7%. Vivek has dropped out of the race. Interestingly, he's dropped out and he's endorsed Trump. So that brings up questions whether possibly he could be a VP, or maybe he's just waiting until 2028 when he has some more experience, build up on what he's been doing. He has done an amazing job. I'm so impressed with this guy. So young, self-made, of a different race. He's a POC if you want to get woke. Yeah, billionaire. He's just done so well. Super impressive. And he is going to make such a mark in the coming years. He's got so much time left. So yeah, watch this space for him. But with this massive momentum that Trump's had in Iowa, this massive success, it looks like he will be the nominee. A lot of very in the know commentators are saying that it's going to be Trump. It can't be anyone else after this stunning victory. With these percentages, it just shows that no one is even in Trump's ballpark. DeSantis and Haley have really fought a good fight, and they're great, as I've said. But Trump is so far out ahead. He's just got the experience. He's got the backing. He's got all of his MAGA supporters. You can't compete with him. So I'm going to put my bets in. I think he will very easily become the nominee, and he'll be against Biden. So we're going to have a Trump v. Biden race again. How did we get here? God only knows. Can the US not find two people who are under 75 years of age? Like, this is ridiculous. At least Trump still has most of his faculties. You can't say that about Biden. He is struggling. We see it every single day. Tripping on words, gaffes, not knowing where he is on the stage. He literally needed Jill Biden, his wife, to direct him off the stage like she was some nurse or carer. It's just a joke. And the Democratic Party, they've actually backed him. The only reason I can think of is because there's no one else. I don't know how you can possibly back this guy for another 4 years. He has struggled so badly. He's taken like 300 days of vacation in the past 4 years. Who's running the country? Well, we clearly know it's not Biden, but can they not find someone who will actually get in there and bring some new ideas, new policies? I don't know what's going on in the US. Let me know if you're from the US. Let me know in the comments what is going on with you guys. And of course, the left-wing media is having a meltdown over this. I just saw a Rachel Maddow, who's an MSNBC reporter, very, very left-wing. She just did a 10-minute monologue on television, this absolutely pathetic diatribe about how Trump is such a fascist, how he uses these fascist lines from Hitler and Mussolini to scare people, and how apparently it's working because obviously he's getting these amazing numbers. And I would just say that maybe, just maybe, he's not scaring the American population into voting for him. He's actually delivering some very logical and well thought out policies that people want to get behind. They're sick of the Biden era. They're sick of being engaged in wars that they don't want to be in. They're sick of sending money to Ukraine when they're not seeing any ROI on that, when people in their own country are struggling, when they can't eat, when there were fires in Maui and the residents are still picking up the pieces, when there is clear systemic corruption with not only the president, but his entire family, open borders, illegals flowing through the border without anywhere to live, any job, kids being forced to stay home from school because they need places to house illegal immigrants with no paperwork. Honestly, the US is a basket case, and it's all been under Biden. So I have so much sympathy for them. I can so understand why they feel the need to boot this guy out of the White House. They just don't want to cop this anymore. And this didn't happen under Trump. Yes, you can question his ethics or him personally, but you have to admit that during his presidency, under all categories, illegal immigration, wars, foreign policy, cost of living, the economy, the outcomes were much better. People felt much better off. And there's probably a yearning to get back to that security and that stability, because 4 years under Biden has been a shit show. So of course the leftist media are going to try and find any excuse to strip Trump of his credibility, but that's what they do. And it's times like these when we see the polls and we see the response from town hall meetings that the true feeling of voters come out. As I keep saying, it's the silent majority. And they only come out in times like these. We keep seeing poll after poll. Joe Biden is sitting at like 35%. He's extremely unpopular. But then you have these journalists on the ABC and MSNBC saying that Trump is a fascist, when a big chunk of the voting population in the US just don't think that way. So it's really dangerous to believe these journalists and to believe them when they suggest that they're speaking on behalf of the majority of the nation. They're just not. So I'm sure Trump is very confident, and I'm sure he's been buoyed by this result tonight. Moving into the caucuses for the rest of the country, I think there are a lot of very, very nervous and angry leftists tonight. I think they didn't realize how popular Trump truly is, and it always takes them by surprise. And I don't think they realize how much the average person is struggling, and this is when change happens in politics. People get sick of the government of the day because they just haven't lived up to any of their expectations and any of their promises. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the Democrats do in response to this. Is it too late to boot Biden? Do they have anyone else that they can put up? Because in a Trump v. Biden race, I think it's pretty obvious who's going to win.